Here are 5 things I wish I knew when I started playing Pokemon Pocket. I recognize the game is coming out globally, so there's a lot that I learned in the soft launch and the demos before that you might not know, and hopefully I'm going to give you some great information in this video. So join me for these 5 things. The first thing, and one of the biggest things, is how many packs you get right away. You get a ton of packs right away when you start the game and you level up and you complete your beginner missions. You get basically 20 packs right at the start, which of course is the equivalent of 10 days of logging into the game. This is the reason that so many players do something called a reset. A lot of players will see the kind of packs that they opened, see the kind of cards that they got, and decide whether or not they want to keep their account. On day 1, you can reset this game a ton of times and then figure out if you have an account you actually want to keep. Now, the questions are, what exactly are you looking for, and how would you determine whether or not this is a Pokemon Pocket account you want to keep or something that you actually want to reset? And I think the big thing is whether or not you've pulled 1 or even 2 of the big chase cards you were looking for. I'm talking about things like immersive Pikachus, Mewtwo's, Charizards, maybe even a crown rare of one of these Pokemon that is the highest rarity in the entire game. Or perhaps there's a specific deck that you are really interested in. So you go, I want to make sure that I've got 2 Mewtwo EXs, I've got an Executor EX, I have Gardevoir. You want to make sure that you're pulling very, very specific cards, and if you get that, you will keep the account. The reason that people would consider doing this reset is because, again, this could be 10 days of progress that you're getting through in about 15-20 minutes. All you would do is head over to the account section, go to delete my saved data, delete it, start a new account. You could keep the same name and everything, and it takes 15 or 20 minutes to open those 20 packs that you would do right at the beginning, and then you can make your choice. For my money, this isn't something I would stress too much about, but honestly, you could get some very different starts to this game, and I would say at least try to get 1 really cool card. If you've got 1 really cool card, something that you are actually interested in, then that's a decent account. But I've seen people reset for a few hours until they get a really great starting set of cards. I'm talking multiple immersive cards. The number 2 thing I wish I knew earlier was how to easily see where all of the cards are coming from in packs. I think when you first start the game, you're like, I'll open a couple Pikachu, I'll open a couple Charizard, I'll do this, I'll do that, I'll check this out. And now that I know more about it, I would be more deliberate with the packs I was opening earlier, with a specific focus on gaining a few cards that I wanted to make some cool decks, and then I would move on to the other packs. So you will get a nice variety of cards by opening all of the packs, but if you want to make some decks that you can actually play, you ideally would like 2 copies of every card in your hand. Excuse me, every card in your deck. So you obviously would want multiple Mewtwo EXs, multiple Pikachu EXs, multiple Charizard EXs, if that's what you're looking to make. I would start by focusing on a specific pack that you like. So if you're looking to make Pikas, Chars, Mewtwo's, that's very, very simple. You know exactly where they're coming from. For things like Starmie, Greninja, Moltres, that's going to be in Charizard. For Mewtwo, Gardevoir, Weezing, Koga, the Stall deck, Venusaur, that is all going to be in the Mewtwo pack. And then if you're looking for Zapdos EX, Pikachu EX, Wigglytuff EX, Misty, which is an insane card, that is all going to be in Pikachu. So that's what I would try to do. I would try to prioritize a few decks that you are looking for. Make sure you've built a decent chunk of those decks before moving on to the next pack. And then you can head into your decks and you can actually click on a specific card that you don't have, scroll down, and it will show you right there where this card can be found. Some of them are in all of Genetic Apex, but if you're missing a card, it most likely is in 1 specific pack, and you can see where that is. You also can use websites like PokemonZone.com or Cerebi, so you can see an exact card list and where you find all those cards. The next thing I had no idea was a thing is that you actually get your starter Pokemon and a starter EX Pokemon based on the booster pack you pick right at the beginning. So I'm just going to give you a quick rundown of what that looks like. If you decide to do a reset, you can also reset for which booster you are trying to get this first starter out of. So if you pick the Charizard pack, they will give you Executor EX and a Charmander full art when you go to the Wonder Pick. The game will also give you a beginner deck, which is themed around Pinsir. If you go with the Pikachu pack, you will get Arcanine EX, and you will get a full art Squirtle in the Wonder Pick. You will also get a Rapidash based starter deck. For Mewtwo, they will give you Marowak EX and Bulbasaur as a full art, as well as a Sand Slash starter deck. I think it's cool that they do this. I also wish it kind of told you, but hey, you're learning right now. I hope it helps. The next thing I wish I knew sooner was how to unlock Mew, and in fact, how to unlock multiple things that are kind of hidden through Pokédex achievements. You unlock Mew by getting one of every Kanto Pokemon in the game. Once you get that, they give you the immersive Mew card for free. There are also other things that you unlock simply by gathering a lot of Pokemon in the Pokédex. So once you have a few decks you like, I think it does benefit you to start picking through the rest of the packs so you can complete your decks. Pokédex, that is, not decks you build. It might be a little confusing. Pikachu, Dodrio. Oh, we got it! I just went right by it! We freaking got it, and I went right by it. We got it, we got it, we got it. Mission complete. We did it, everyone. We didn't give up. And that's what's important. Some people give up, not us. Sure, well, we could bankrupt ourselves, but we're not giving up. And that's what's important. The next thing I wish I knew immediately, and you do find it out fast, is where you can get all the item cards. So when you are going through the battle tutorial, continue to scroll down so that you can unlock those item cards for free as you go through the tutorial. Then head on over to the shop where you can buy the rest of the trainer cards that you need. They have all of the items in there, and you are going to want to make sure you have multiple copies of each one so that you can put them in your decks. I don't know what number I'm at right now, but I'm going to give you some bonus ones right here because I think we're past 5. One bonus one is that I really think it matters to have some early aggression in your decks. A lot of times people are just trying to build up Charizard, and I understand it. It's extremely powerful if you can get all the energy on that thing. But a lot of those decks crumble pretty fast into cards that just get out there early and do lots of early aggressive damage. A Farfetch'd can really ruin a top tier EX Pokemon deck's day as long as it's just out there early and doing 40 damage consistently. I love decks that are aggressive, and those are things that can actually help you deal with a meta where everything is kind of charging up to do a ton of damage. And a final thing I wish I knew was about equipping and getting flair. I have this in my complete beginner guide, but flair is just weird, man. So you've got to have at least 3 of the cards. Depending on the rarity, you might need even more of the cards. You have to have the shine dust that you need. Then you have to unlock that flair. Then that flair can only be placed on 1 copy of that card, while certain flair is cosmetic, meaning it's active all the time, while other flair is only active in battle, so it only happens when you place them into battle. It's like, the cosmetic system on that side of the game, I think, is overly complex and kind of dumb. And I wish I knew more about it early because I remember unlocking Flair and then not even seeing it on my cards and being super confused. So check that out in my complete beginner's guide, but that's something I also wish I knew. Hope this was helpful. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I love you. I'll see y'all next time. We did it.